Welcome to Not the 9 to 5,
the podcast for freelancers
by freelancers.
Whether you're a seasoned pro or just starting out,
join us as we share insights, tips and stories
to help you thrive in the world of independent work.
I'm Kat.
And I'm Francesca.
We are two freelancers exploring the highs, lows
and everything in between. So grab your coffee, kick back,
and let's dive into another episode of Not the 9 to 5.
Katheryn Siggers.
Francesca Marago.
How are we?
I'm very well, how are you?
I'm good. We're back for another episode.
We are. Who have we got today?
We've got a special guest with us today, Leigh William Holmes.
Oh my goodness.
Who is he?
Well, you tell me.
So he's a presenter and documentary maker from Kent.
Oh, from Kent. Boo boo.
He fell into freelance television work and has spent the past few years presenting a wildlife show on CITV. Leigh is currently writing and filming a new fly-on-the-wall docu-series for Netflix on ultra-high net worth vacations.
Wow,
Sounds
luxurious.
I love that. That's the high life.
Welcome, Leigh.
Thank you.
Thank you for being here. Oh my goodness, we've got so much to talk about today.
Yeah, where do we start?
Let's start with you say you fell into freelance television work. Tell us that story. How did you get into it?
So I used to own a bird of prey centre at Leeds Castle. And just after one show, I had two people come up and see me after the show. One of them, really weirdly, was Fatima Whitbread. Do you know Fatima Whitbread?
Everyone knows.
She was in I'm a Celebrity, wasn't she?
Yeah,
absolutely.
She got that thing stuck in her nose.
What?
Witchy grub, didn't she?
Oh my god, I remember
She's
that.
not going to get a witch. They're huge.
No, it was,
she did, and it was like she had to go.
do you remember?
Remember?
She had to do that.
I remember that. That was
You know what
years
to say,
ago.
It's the uncut bits. Anyway, so I had two people come up to me after the show. One of them was Fatima Whitbread.
Oh.
And I recognised her instantly. Yeah. And she said, look, amazing bird show, because I was presenting a bird show. I was in the arena with my Madonna microphone on. I had hawks and falcons and owls flying everywhere and all sexy music. And she loved it. And then the other person that came up to me after the show was a guy that, was related to someone at the castle and said, I make TV programmes. We're currently looking to make a children's wildlife documentary or wildlife programme. Would you like to be on it? And I just thought, oh my days. So I said, no, I'm sorry, mate, I'm too busy. And we just went, and that was it. I screamed, I jumped up and down, and it'd been my biggest dream to do that. I'd not been to drama school, and not really had a most privileged upbringing. But the thing is I'd always wanted to be limelight, in front of the camera, in front of people, and then hence why I was doing falconry shows and flying birds of prey and traveling the country doing animal shows. And then this guy said, you can be on the biggest screen. And it was incredible. And that's how I fell into it.
Oh my God. What are the odds?
That's a wild ride.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So tell us sort of how you got into the animal part of your career. Why did you gravitate towards that?
Cool. Okay, so without going too deep, when I was very young, I came from, everyone says a broken home. We came from a split home.
Right.
And I didn't really function very well with that. And I didn't know where to fit in. And I can remember one day, I was probably about 12 or 13, my mum took me somewhere in Tunbridge. I was dragged up in Royal Tunbridge. Thank you so much. And she took me to this village hall and said, look, just wait in the kitchen. And I'm going to go out and see these people. I don't know what she was doing. Absolutely, it could have been tarot. It probably wasn't tarot reading, she's a Christian. But it could have been absolutely anything.
We love tarot.
Anyway, so I was sitting in the kitchen of this hall. I'm 12 or 13, no mobile phones. I wasn't particularly interested in reading or doing anything. We didn't have iPads or anything. So I sat there and this guy walked in and he plonked 4 boxes on the side in this kitchen. And looking straight out of me was this just beautiful white barn owl. And it just made this noise. It called to me like a hissing call. And it wasn't horrible. I just found it really captivating and attractive. And this guy just turned me and said, all right, mate, don't stick your fingers in, otherwise you're going to get bit. But talk to them and look after them for me. And I was like, okay, this is great. Anyway, so I sat there and I was just captivated by these birds. And so I decided there and then at 13 years old, that's what I want to do for a living.
Oh my God.
Long story short, left school at 16 to work in a bird of prey centre, set up my own company at the age of 19.
Wow.
And sold it in 2019. and I've travelled the country, different countries, giving live animal and bird shows.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
So, and I think I've worked with most animals you can imagine, from big cats to monkeys to raccoons, otters, eagles, vultures, everything. It's
What's
just,
the most exciting animal you've ever worked with?
oh my days. Hummingbirds.
A
I think.
hummingbird.
Yeah.
They're so small.
They're tiny
Yeah.
and incredible. And they beat their wings 60 times a second. And I love them. I think they're incredible.
Oh my God. You're like the David Attenborough of wildlife.
Do you know,
animals.
if I could be just a quarter of that man, it would be amazing. I think he's incredible.
Have you met him?
No.
We need to get him on the show.
We need David Attenborough.
No, I think he's
No, we've got Leigh Holmes.
No, we've got
It's all
Leigh Holmes.
good.
No, but we have to do a collab with Leigh and David.
Oh yeah, that'd be cute.
No, I'll do
That'd be
that
good.
without a charge as
Yeah.
well. I'll do it.
So you set up your business at 19. Like, you've obviously got a business head on you. Was that something you always wanted to do, or did that just kind of happen?
I have never really planned anything in my career, and that's how I live my life. Is I really don't plan a lot apart from holidays, because I think they're very important.
Yeah.
And really, so I've just literally fallen into everything that I've been into. The falconry side of things, I just fell into it. My uncle helped me set up my business. I got £7,000 loan from the bank. And for me that was a huge amount of money. But I've just fallen into everything, which is amazing. And it's a lot of it is about the people that you know, the people that you see, and the places that you go.
Wow. I mean, it's inspiring, really, because I think so many people plan out their life and try and do these certain things, and I want to be this by this age and that by that age and
Yeah.
whereas you've actually just let life sort of help you in a way. You've let life happen for you, as opposed to trying to control it.
Do you think it's part of a positive mindset or mentality that you've had, where you've kind of been, people say if you're kind of happy-go-lucky and you don't worry so much about what will be or what could be or where you need to be at a certain age, things just come, they just fall into place?
Yeah, I think so. I'm an overthinker and a worrier, completely. On the surface, as bold as brass, always. However, I overthink a lot, and that sort of thing, and that's it. I think, to fall into these things is very fortunate.
Yeah.
I would love to have had formal training. Do if I could go back again, right, and I could do anything again, I would go to theatre school. I would learn how to sing, because my singing voice is shocking, although I love it. Nobody else does. And I would learn to dance and act, and I'd love to be on the West End. That would be everything for
musical.
Me.
Yeah.
So that was the dream then, growing up?
No, not at all.
Oh, it wasn't?
No, I didn't really think about it as I was growing up.
Oh, it's only as you're older
It's
you've
only just
reflected.
now. Do you know what? I think I kind of had a wake-up period, quite later on in life. And now life is just, I take it very easy. I take everything seriously, but I just think, if there's something to worry about, if I can sort it out, there's no need to worry. If I can't sort it out, there's no need to worry.
Yeah.
And one of the biggest things that I've found a lot of the time with people in our industry is the fact is that a lot of them are very negative thinkers, and they can be, and about themselves as well. And people don't understand that when you think negatively, and you're, whether it's about somebody else or a situation, the only person that is bringing down is you.
Yeah.
You're only knocking yourself. It doesn't affect anybody else.
No.
And so I kind of realised that. And now, I don't know how loud your inner voice is, but mine's really loud. So I will tell myself, Leigh, just chill out.
Yeah.
Everything's good.
Yeah.
So, but it's taken me a long time to sort that out.
Yeah.
I think that's all part of learning and
Process.
growing, and life basically, I think helps you to do that. I don't think you'd be very lucky to be born with that mindset, brought up with that mindset, I suppose.
Yeah.
So you said you've kind of fallen into lots of different jobs, but has there ever been any struggle in your life?
What,
in terms of work? Yeah.
Oh, right, okay. I was going to be like, you don't want to go there. No.
There hasn't?
No.
There's never been a dry period where you've gone, oh God, I've not got any money, or
tricky people, or...
Okay. So, yes, so business-wise, obviously, so I had my falconry centre and that sort of thing, and I was... and then when we got commissioned for this TV series, we filmed a teaser. That got sent off to CITV. They okayed it. We threw a party, and everything was great. The struggles on that, do you know, again, it's personal struggles. And I don't know about you guys, but, you know, sometimes it is that because you're putting yourself out there and it's you, very open, naked, bare, this is me. Will you accept me?
Yeah.
Do you like me?
Yeah.
Am I the person for this job?
Yeah.
Are you taking me seriously?
Yeah.
Do I look all right? Is my hair all right? You know, it's those sorts of worries.
Yeah.
You know, financial worries. Have I had financial worries? I've been very fortunate because I've always been quite entrepreneurial. So I always have a plan B or a plan and a plan C. So, you know, we have a business that's fantastic, flying trained hawks around London to scare off pigeons.
No way.
Way, that's cool.
That's it.
That's mad.
That's
I've never seen this. Where do I find this?
In London. Have you never been?
No.
Okay, right.
You've never been to London?
No,
oh my
no.
god!
Amazing. So
Tell me, where is this place?
So this, you know, this business is where, and I started this up from complete and utter scratch, and we have 14 full-time staff across the country now, and they have a hawk in their back garden, and they in an aviary which we provide for them. They've got a carrying box, get them a van, some tracking equipment so they can put it on their bird in case they lose it. And they go to the train station. Now, just to save on the planet and everything else, we send people in by public transport. So our guys get on the tube with a box with a hawk in it.
No.
It's got a bell on its tail. So what's happening is this hawk's shaking us, and people are looking at this box, and you're thinking, you know, are they thinking that, you know,
Is that
something dodgy is
even
going on?
Is that even legal to travel with a hawk on public
Of
transport?
course.
It's
Yeah,
got
yeah.
to be.
Really?
You can take a dog.
You can take animals.
I've seen somebody with a parrot and a ferret
No.
Yeah,
on
and
a- on
On
a-
public transport.
and a
on a
cat.
bus in London.
and a rabbit as well.
That's crazy. I never knew that.
So, and then let's say they get off at Victoria, and they'll walk up to Victoria, what is it up there? Westminster Cathedral.
Oh yeah.
And they'll get the hawk out, and they'll fly the hawk, and all of the pigeons just disperse and go. They're gone.
Oh, and that's it.
And that's it.
For how long though?
So we're there for an hour,
Okay.
and then they pack up the bird, and they go down to, say, like the BBC building, and they stand outside the BBC building, and they fly their hawk. Everyone says, "Yay, this is such a cool hawk." Scares off the pigeons and goes on to another job. But we do some amazing things. We do like Elstree Studio, so we do the set of EastEnders in that.
Albert Square.
Janie, my wife, was out the other day, and she met Idris Elba at Wolf Studios. It's incredible.
That's so cool.
So I've been always fortunate to have that kind of excitement and that buzz about that work, but I only ever do what I want to do.
Right.
Like, I'm really quite stubborn. Like, if I don't want to do something, I categorically won't do it. But everything that I do, I give it everything. So financial worries really, in the early days of being a teenager and stuff, everyone's got financial worries. But that's the first thing that I made sure that I'm okay with if I'm going to look at a career working in this, because it is so up and down. It's an emotional roller coaster.
Yeah.
That actually I've got some backup.
Yeah.
And how did you do that?
Well, get the backup literally was by having this company.
By having the company.
Yeah.
And then being careful with savings and stuff, I assume.
Oh yeah, I'm really careful with that sort of thing.
Yeah.
Apart from last night, where I bought a pair of Louboutins, a pair of Gucci, and 2 pairs of Dolce & Gabbana trainers.
Oh my god!
Because I need a new wardrobe.
And that set you back how much, if you don't mind me asking?
We don't need to.
We don't need to chat about that.
I feel like we're talking
I need to
about
see the images
I'm gonna do
though.
it off camera.
Okay. No.
That's okay.
What, for all of that?
Yeah.
That's not that
How
bad.
good is that?
That's not that bad.
That's really good, isn't it? Francesca,
To be
I
fair,
love
for
you. You're
designer,
great.
it's not that bad.
You're great.
Come on. No? Okay. I'm the shopaholic, clearly, in this relationship.
Wow.
That's so cool, though.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I love that you can treat yourself
Yeah.
and do that. Because
Every day should
I
be a
don't.
treat
This is the
yourself.
first time I've treated myself, I think, in a year to.
Oh my
to
gosh.
this.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's not so bad then.
Because if I see something, it's got to be worth it. And the fact of how much work and effort, you put into getting money, what you buy has got to be worth it. So,
Yeah.
so I treat myself occasionally.
Yeah.
But actually, to be honest, I love treating other people.
Oh,
I love treating other people.
no, it's
You know.
nice.
Yeah. Yeah. You've,
What's the word?
it's your love language.
Service. Acts of service.
It's my love language.
Yeah,
I call
exactly.
it buying friendship.
Buying
That's it,
friendship.
that's
No, that's terrible.
No, it's fine. No, it is, and that's my love language.
Yeah.
I suppose. Really,
Yeah.
it's just it's
Yeah,
that and
giving.
Showing,
and
giving.
people.
I suppose giving can like help you to then receive some what you deserve.
What
know?
you
It's
put
not
out,
money.
you
I
get
don't
back.
give money away. Like gifts are fine. It's not money.
Yeah, Leigh turned up this morning with a bottle of champagne for us.
Of course.
Very lovely.
Lovely.
Well, I'm not sure it's quite up to Francesca's standard.
It's
actually,
not, but
because-
I loved it.
No, it's
Well,
really
that's the main
nice.
thing.
Thank you.
Um,
Moving on.
So, when you tell us about the first job you had then in on the CITV program.
So this was called Wild World. We had a really cheesy thing that we had to do. So it had to be Wild World.
Oh no!
Wild
I was just
World.
like, this
Love
is
that.
kids' TV all over. And a 10-part series, and it was broken down into sections such as the river, the meadow, the ocean, and I can't remember, the woodlands. And we showcased so many different animals and birds. It was just phenomenal. I do kids' TV, so you have to explain how a caterpillar turns into a butterfly.
Yeah.
And I had a female co-presenter at the time. So what I had to do, this one didn't make the cut actually, but I went into a sleeping bag and in a field and pretended to be this caterpillar riding around and stuff like that, and doing the caterpillar like you would do on the dance floor in the 1990s, just to look super cool.
Oh my god.
Anyway,
we wouldn't know. We wouldn't.
And then, as the shot was cut, coming out of there was my female co-presenter, who's meant to be the beautiful butterfly. So, we had some real cheesy moments.
Yeah.
And stuff
Oh
like
my
that.
god.
But
I'd
I got bitten by an otter on the bottom. As I'm sitting by this river, and this is a British wildlife centre in Surrey, and we had little bits of meat to give the otters, and I was feeding this cutest, tiniest baby otter that I just wanted to take home with me. But as I was feeding it, its dad came round the back and bit me right. Oh my god! It was hilarious, and it was just so painful. Because there was a TV presenter called Terry Nutkins. Don't know if you remember him.
No.
BBC One, but he lost 2 fingers due to an otter. So I was a little bit worried about filming with them anyway, because they are really severe.
Did you put gloves on?
So they're
No.
not that friendly then.
Sorry.
So they're not that friendly.
They are friendly. They're just inquisitive. And that sort of
Yeah.
Okay.
Got you.
Yeah.
No,
Ooh,
I'm good.
couldn't do it.
And I guess you've touched upon it a bit, but what is the best part of your freelance job? Like what's the thing that fuels you the most?
Realising my dream. Realising actually that it was a dream to do this, that it was, for me, this is a culmination of everything I've kind of put together, throughout my life. I know I'm not like at the end of my life yet. I went up to Harley Street, had the all clear, it's all good. Pretty much yearly MOT just to make sure that Leigh Holmes is going to be on this planet for another year.
Good.
The best part of the job for me really is seeing the people, seeing the locations, seeing the cultures. I love going to different places and seeing how people live. And the travelling, the director that I'm now working with and cameraman's become a really close friend, so we can have a good time together. And he's as weird as me actually, or we have the same weird things that we like to do. But when we're on a road trip, we were on a beautiful road trip going through the Rocky Mountains 5 weeks ago. And I just said to him, I said, stop the car, and he hit the brakes and we got out. And we just looked at the most beautiful, beautiful landscapes of mountains. And then as you're standing there, we had this moose, probably about 200 yards in front with its massive antlers, just walking in front of us. And then a bald eagle flew across the sky. And you can't buy that experience. That is there for that moment.
Yeah.
And that for me is what really captivates me and just makes it for me. So the memories of doing it, being creative, being able to be myself. I'm perfectly comfortable with being an exceptionally camp straight man. But some people aren't comfortable with that, But I love being that, and I can be myself.
Yeah.
So that's what I really love about the work that I do. Is just really what it does for me personally. As long as this doesn't go out before this actually they pay me, I would have done this free of charge. I would have done this for expenses only. just because of what I'm achieving.
Yeah.
And it's an absolute life goal.
Yes, of course. It's so exciting.
It's like a pinch yourself moment.
Yeah,
isn't it?
definitely.
But also, does it feel like work for you when you do these things?
Oh my God,
it's like an
absolutely
adventure.
not.
Yeah.
I'm getting on the plane, I'm lying down, I'm watching movies, I'm having a Jack Daniels and Coke. I wake up, I get greeted, I get taken to a £45 million house in the middle of the Rocky Mountains.
Oh my God.
Which they rent for $20,000 a night. No staff, just $20,000 a night to be there. And they put me up in there,
Insane.
and my job is to live there and look around the town and tell people how cool it is.
Dreamy.
I know. And I know it's not going to last forever. And the way that this is going to be at the moment is, this is a travel show which this company are going to use. They've just got a guy in from Netflix that's going to basically wants to rejig everything to see if we can, this can go for Netflix as well, which they're really keen for. And all the funding's there, which is amazing. But, if it doesn't go to Netflix, I don't mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no problem with that.
Because you've had the experience.
I tell you what it is because if you've got to live each day as each day is, because, we can't, we can hope for tomorrow and we can, and whatever, but it doesn't happen like that.
Yeah.
So when I finish a day's filming, I'm lying in bed after turning on my lights with my remote control, turning on the fire, closing the curtains. I don't live like this at home, by the way. This is just like
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, and I take it in. I take it in, and I'm so thankful and so grateful for what I've achieved that day.
Yeah.
And I look back and I think, my God, I nearly got eaten by that bear that chased me down the alleyway, or it was incredible to meet those people, because not many people get to do this in the way that we work, is it? We get to have some incredible experiences, meet some amazing people.
Yeah.
So I live for that moment, and I don't want that. I want to build myself up for a disappointment, because if I focus solely that this is going to go on television, and this is solely going to be the biggest hit on Netflix, and it doesn't happen, well, I'm going to feel really disappointed and a bit down.
Yeah.
And I haven't done the journey any justice. I haven't enjoyed that.
Yes.
Because I've always been looking at that point. And it's not about that. It's about looking at that point that's right in front of you. And I've lived all of my ancient years like this, just living at that point in front of you, making sure you make the right decision, the best decision, and you can be the kindest, best person you can be.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the way to do it.
Yeah.
So if it goes onto Netflix, absolutely great. But if it doesn't, I've had exactly the same experience.
You see, the world would be a much happier place if people have that sort of mindset.
That's it. That's so right.
Like focusing on your journey day by day rather than
going, I need to be over there. I want to be there.
And it's easy. Obviously, we all want to do that. We all want to strive.
Yeah, of course. And I think you should have goals, but
we forget to live in the now.
Yeah,
really.
like we've only got today.
It's mindset.
It's mindset.
Yeah.
It is mindset.
But but when you're dealing with creative people, we're all slightly nuts. We're all slightly off the rails.
What are you saying?
To be honest, I don't think anyone can see what I'm seeing right now, so let's not go there. But we're all slightly insane, and we've all got that inner voice.
Yeah.
And it's actually just learning to control yourself and be about yourself.
Yeah.
And when you can find that peace in yourself and self-acceptance and happiness, I think you live so much more fulfilling life.
100%.
Absolutely.
Definitely.
Along with Laurent Perrier Rosé.
Thank you.
Well, yes, Miss Francesca Marago.
Put that in the show notes.
That's it. Maybe we'll get sponsored by them.
Exactly.
So you spoke briefly earlier about like connection is sort of a really great thing for freelancers. Can you talk more on that? Like, how do you go about connecting with people?
I'm not your stereotypical. I was thinking about this on the way here, actually, thinking I'm not your stereotypical freelancer. I'm older than your average freelancer. I didn't go to drama school. I can't sing. I can't dance. That's pretty much about it. I don't really have that many talents apart from I can talk. But contacts, really, I don't say no to anything. Does that sound really bad? Is that good English?
Yeah.
I don't say no
I don't say no to anything.
I don't say no to anything.
Yeah, that sounds
That's
good.
all right, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't say no to anything.
Approved. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks so much.
Spell checked.
So I don't. No matter if I'm going to, whether I want to do the experience or I don't, or I don't want to go and meet these people, or that boring function I don't want to go to that's a work function.
Yeah.
But actually, that's how I've met everybody. I've met so many people through work, and if someone says to you, look, do you fancy going to the theatre tonight, but you're feeling a bit knackered or whatever, and you don't go, what have you missed out on?
Yeah.
And then if you do go, you could bump into somebody.
Yeah.
And that's how it's happened for me.
Right.
So my contacts have been really through, I've met, Hollywood producers. He's got a really good thing at the moment, so I've got to tell you about. And, the BAFTA producers, and it's literally by going to meetings or just going to socials where people are.
Yeah.
Whether it's just for joint creatives or whatever, or someone's got an open day, even an art gallery and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I've been to and I've chatted to people like, oh yeah, I'm working on this new series for whatever. So that's how I do it, and nurturing relationships.
Yeah.
Because what a lot of people do, and I've learned this in business as well as in this industry as well, is a lot of people don't follow up. A lot of people, they think, I spoke to that person and perhaps I don't want to hassle them. I don't want to call them within 24 hours
true.
and that sort of thing. And you think, when's the best? And you start overthinking it, and then you just kind of talk yourself out of it. And you've got to grab the bull by the horns.
Yeah.
And even if you haven't got that much confidence, you've got to show it. It's
fake it till you make it.
Fake it till you make it.
Yeah.
And it really is that.
Yeah.
Completely and utterly. And because if you don't back yourself, nobody else is going to back you.
Yeah.
And so you've got to have your back. And that's my advice would be, follow your dream and don't give up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah.
Because, it's what you make of your life, but never be disappointed if you don't. People have always said, I tried that, but I failed. And I'm like, no, you haven't failed at all. Failure is not even trying in the first place. That just didn't work out for some unknown reason. Try a different way. Try something else. It's failure is not even bothering to get out of bed and make your bed in the morning.
Yeah.
That's failure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I don't know who said it. Some wise guy said, if you get up in the morning, you make your bed every day, your first little job's done.
That's it. I've heard that. That's it. I always make my bed.
It just gives you a little bit of sense of achievement when you walk past, when you're cleaning your teeth or whatever, looking in the mirror. You can see that you've done that. And even if you've had a really pants day, at least you come home, you walk back into your bed and you're like, at least this is done. This is all right.
Yeah.
It's those little things, I think, and trying to basically steer clear of those inner demons that tell you that actually you're not as good, as you think you are, or, people might judge you on that.
Yeah, yeah.
It's just get rid of that, become confident, not arrogant. And
there's a fine line in that, though, isn't it? Because you don't want to come across as like, we were talking about this with someone else on the podcast yesterday, of how to approach people about you being individual to you, being yourself, but trying to email them and tell them, oh look, I've done this and this, but without being like, I've worked for Netflix, I've worked for Amazon, I've done this but it's like, but you have done these things. How do you say this without sounding like an idiot?
I wouldn't email either.
I
would
what do you do?
Always either try and get people on the phone, or if I can to, if I need to, bump into them accidentally on purpose.
Right. In their office.
Yeah.
Wherever.
Yeah.
Just outside their home. 1:00 in the morning, back door. Sorry. No.
This has turned into a true crime podcast. Jesus. Hi, Leigh. Meet Leigh. He's a stalker.
Yes, a stalker. Certified stranger. What I'm trying to say is it's actually about anyone can send an email.
Yeah.
Francesca, you could email me and I don't know what you look like. I don't know your personality. I don't know. I can't tell your expressions. I don't know if I can banter with you. I don't know if I have to be very serious.
Yeah.
But if I hadn't have met you, I would have said that I need to be very formal and that's how I need to be, and obviously provide you with decent champagne.
Obviously.
But
rule number one.
You're joking.
But my judgment of you on that is completely incorrect, because now I'm seeing you. Well, perhaps it's not incorrect, actually, Kat, is it?
I don't think it is.
Guys,
I don't think it is.
Is this a pick on Francesca show today?
I know, so sorry. But the thing is people want to see you. They want to see you, your smile, your eyes. Your eyes tell the story. They, you light up in front of people when you're talking about things that you've achieved, and you can't light up in front of people on an email.
It's true.
And if you can get in front of people, just do it. Or even better, send them a show reel. via email, because then at least they can see you.
They can see your face.
You know?
Yeah.
And I think that's really important. And for me, eye contact, which is always weird when someone says that, because actually you just don't want to look them in the eyes anymore. You're like, but it's eye contact so important with people, because again, that's your self-belief, that's your confidence. And so many people will, when they're asked what they do, will say, we'll look at them and say, oh, well, I've just done an acting role like this.
Yeah.
And they've lost that person.
Yeah.
Yes.
You need to be bubbly and engaging.
Yeah.
That's it.
Even if you don't feel like it.
Even if you don't feel like it. Yeah. So moving on to advice then. I mean, you've already given some really great tips to our listeners, but what's like one piece of advice you would give to someone thinking about going into the freelancing world?
They need to go in open-hearted, open-minded. They need to have a thick skin and a soft heart.
Oh,
that's what you need to have in this industry. Is a thick skin and a soft heart. So you're kind and lovely to everybody that you come across. You don't want to be an arse on set. You know, you don't want to be like, sorry, you can't talk to me, or, you know, whatever. You don't want to be offy, because then the people looking after you, you know, but you've got to be thick-skinned to deal with unfortunate, you know, situations that happen that actually, you know, somebody may well make a derogatory comment about you online, you know, and that sort of thing. And that's where the thick skin comes in.
How do you deal with that? Have you had that?
Not really.
Okay.
Not really. You know, there's a few
He's just
comments.
liked by everyone, you see.
Just truly loved. I've had a few, and do you know what? If I'm honest, it knocks me. Of course it does. It's going to knock anybody.
Well, you wouldn't be human if you weren't.
And I'm quite an emotional person.
Yes.
I cry when there's a fantastic X Factor audition and someone was meant to be shocking and everyone thought they were going to be awful, and they come out and they're like world class. I love it for that person that's just reached their goal. Yeah. That does it for me. Yeah. But getting back onto it, my advice, thick skin, soft heart for sure, and just don't stop. Yeah. You know, because it will happen, something will happen. But again, as I said earlier on, live for that moment. Yeah. Because you'll get so much more enjoyment out of living for the moment that you will do in the hope that something's going to happen. Yes. But this moment's guaranteed, that future isn't.
Yeah.
Yes.
I guess it's also believing that you're there already in a way. I mean, I've heard that and people have told me that too. It's like believing your future, like living in the now, thinking that you are that successful actor or that TV presenter or whatever.
I can't do that.
You can't do that?
No, I can't do it.
It's mindset though.
You've got to, absolutely. I know it's the mindset.
Yeah.
All right, thanks very much.
Just throwing it back, you know.
It is a mindset, you're right. But that's the biggest struggle for people is their self-belief. Yeah. You know, and it is.
I know.
And although I don't struggle with it as much as I used to, I still do to a very small amount. But again, you've got to back yourself. You know, you've got to back yourself and just work at it. And if it is your dream, you know, it will be achieved. You will. But it doesn't matter at what level.
Yeah.
And apply for everything.
Yeah.
You know, it doesn't matter if you really want to do this or you don't want to be on that TV show or that advert, you know, because you don't like Colgate, you know, minty gel or whatever. You know, just do it. Go for it. Don't be... Everyone in this industry... Oh, that was very close. A lot of people in this industry... how open can I be?
You can be as
open as you so much. So many people in this industry have their heads firmly rammed up their arses of their own self-importance.
Yeah.
Now...
True.
Unfortunately, old school people like that, that's ingrained into them. But actually, for what I found is with younger people and new in, that's them just trying to show their confidence. So as you said earlier on, it's a fine line in between. But that's where I think it comes in. If you're confident, but you're a kind person as well, then hopefully
they see it.
They see it and you reach your goal.
One can hope.
Exactly. There you go.
There we are.
It's quite an insightful episode, this one.
Yeah.
So,
I'm really open. I love talking about emotions and everything.
Yeah.
And I've got a real heart for people. I want everyone to succeed in what they want to do because it's such a lovely feeling.
Yeah.
And I love seeing people fly and excel.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
But that's a testament to who you are and your character, because some people can be very much like, well, why have they got that? Like, why don't I have that? And like be a bit bitter about
envious,
it. But it's but it's lovely that you're like go for it, like
Yeah.
do it, be it, and like I want to see you succeed. Like
Well, of
that's
course,
really
if you've got an
lovely.
opportunity to do something, why would you say no?
Yeah.
Why would you
That's
say no?
it.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
it.
Like coming onto a podcast with you guys.
There we
There we
are.
It's like the yes and game. Have you ever played that?
What, the improv game?
Yeah. I
Did-
feel like that's
did
how
I-
you lead your life.
Do I have an acting degree?
Yeah, no, but I'm just asking if you've ever done it.
Of course I have.
It's like this game where you're playing improv, and if someone like offers you something, like I'm like, okay, so here you go.
And
You just take
You
it
just take
and you
it
roll with it,
and you
rather
go.
than going, no, that's not my
yeah,
plan.
exactly.
Like that's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
what I had in mind.
Yeah, absolutely.
And rejecting it. So it's very much yes
It is.
and.
Yes and.
There we go.
Yes and
Just wanted
life.
to say that because
Yes and life.
why not?
Right, we are going to play a little game with you.
Oh my
We're going to
goodness.
play
So
a game
would you
of
rather?
Would You Rather. Would you rather live on a peaceful tropical island or a big bustling city?
Island, please.
Would you rather have to start a new job every year until you retire, or have only one job for your entire life?
New job.
Would you rather spend your money travelling the world but have few personal possessions, or have a really amazing house but never leave your hometown?
Oh, travel the world.
Would you rather have to wear all black every day for the rest of your life, or have to mix every colour of the rainbow into your outfit every day?
Is the black designer or not?
It's all designer.
It's all designer.
Oh, is it?
Lee.
Multicoloured.
Okay.
Would you rather be able to talk to animals or speak every language in the world?
I'm not. This is quick fire, isn't it?
Yeah.
Can I speak every language in the world to animals?
Okay,
That'll do.
Yeah, no, we'll go with that.
take it.
Would you rather always be 1 hour late or 1 hour early to
1
everything?
hour early.
You're very punctual.
Yeah, I was 15.
She
minutes
did
early
predict.
today.
She was
I
like,
did. I
"Bet-
said he'll
bet-
be here at quarter
quarter
past.
Absolutely.
She's like, watch. And then I looked at the time
Literally
and it was.
bang on. Would you rather be covered neck to toe in tattoos or have one big face tattoo?
Oh my god. Head to toe. Let's go all in. Why not?
Yeah? Okay.
Wicked.
Would you rather have to speak in rhyme for the rest of your life, or have to speak in riddles for the rest of your life?
Rhyme.
Would you rather have more time or more money?
Time, of course.
And would you rather be a freelancer or PAYE?
Freelancer, please.
Of course.
Boom. Okay, Leigh, that has come to the end of the episode. We would love to follow your onward journey, and I'm sure that our audience will as well. So where can we find you on your socials?
Socials for me is Instagram, Leigh William Holmes. Come on, have a look and sell.
Amazing. Well, thank you
Sounds
so
good.
much for being on the podcast.
Thank you.
so
Thanks for
much.
having me.
Thank
You're
you.
welcome.
Thanks for listening to Not the 9 to 5 podcast. If you like this episode, we would love for you to subscribe to our channel, where we release weekly podcasts every Monday.
Comment below to let us know who you'd like to see next on our podcast.
Give this video a thumbs up and maybe share it with a freelance friend or two.
Until next week, everyone.
Keep freelancing!